Hey guys, happy Friday and welcome back to Sikora Success on our StreamYard account, Facebook Live. Today we have Kevin Casse. Kevin's been a beast out in the Morris County area for us on the real estate side of things. And I had a lot of success in such a short amount of time. So I wanted to get him in here, talk about how it happened, talk about some of the struggles along the way. And I guess let's kick off, man. How did you get into the business? What made you decide to do this crazy game of real estate?
Well, Brett, first off, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Let's see. It probably started like way back when I was into real estate as a kid, just because I came from a real estate family. My father was an agent and a land developer, worked for Coldwell Banker, Weicker, had his own company, Custom Living. And then my mother was a interior designer. So we're constantly changing furniture around, constantly throwing appointments in these beautiful homes. So I guess that's probably where it started without me even realizing I wanted to be an agent. But after I went to school in Coastal Carolina, after college, I came back up to Jersey and got a job at W. Mason, which is a office supply company, business to business sales. And I had a great career there, worked there for almost 11 years, was probably in the top 5% of the company. And it's a $2 billion company. So everything was rolling along. It was going good. I started to get a little stale, a little bored. It was kind of just the same things over and over and over. And real estate kind of intrigued me. But the main thing that really got me to really do it was my brother, because he joined the team probably, I don't know, he's probably 4 or 5 years now. So it was him, and he started to be successful, and I saw his quality of life and what he was doing. And it was something that I wanted. I was in outside sales, so I had a ton of freedom. So I knew there was no way I could go to anything that was not going to be an outside sales based type of job. Yep. So I was like, well, why don't I go to a job where I can have complete freedom and I'm trying to do whatever I want and make as much as I want. And that's how I was like, you know what, I'm going to take the course. And I tried to do them both at the same time. That did not work. But I started in 2019, I think, was like when I first came to the group.
You were like December, right?
It was September 1st, actually, of 2019. Did some cold calling with Andrew and that kind of thing. And maybe had like a couple showings, but really wasn't able to do them both. And then the best thing that happened to me, honestly, it probably is not great for a lot of people, but I got furloughed. So as soon as I got furloughed, I was like, wait a minute, I can kind of, get some payback from the government and start to like hit the phones hard. And that's exactly what happened. And then I've never looked back since. So the furlough was the best thing that ever happened in my life.
And I use you as an example. Omar too. Like I feel like that's one of those things where had COVID not happened, it would have been very difficult for you to say, you know what, I'm not going to collect this salary anymore. I'm not going to do this, blah, blah, blah. You just didn't really have a choice. And it allowed you that freedom to go in and just start rocking and rolling. When you, and I use you as an example a lot of times too, when we're talking to newer agents, because if you look at like Kevin Zillow, I think his first closing was, like you said, he didn't really start taking it seriously. I think his first closing was July of 2020. Mm-hmm. And then you pull him up now and he's just rocking and rolling with like 30 plus sales a year, which is just madness that it happened so quickly for you. But what was it a piece of cake between, when you were furloughed to when it really started to click and you started to steamroll?
Definitely not a piece of cake. Definitely had some learning curves and that kind of stuff. It was a little bit of a roller coaster. It was cool because not only did I have my brother, but I had the whole team to lean on. Omar and I didn't know Omar at all. We were kind of in the same boat, and we would kind of call each other and bounce stuff off each other. So that was huge. The hardest part was probably realizing like, wow, I worked all week this week, and then I worked all the next week, and there was nothing coming in financially. But you start to realize that, okay, if I continue to do these things, and it'll all it's a snowball effect. All right, the checks will start to come in. You'll start to get paid. You'll start to be like, okay, I'm actually, this is worth my while. But The hardest part was definitely getting used to that after being, a residual sale-based company, having almost a guaranteed salary with a little bit extra every year. That was a big step to get over. And then more so, I was cool with meeting people and talking to people and failing, to be honest. I didn't really care, because my old philosophy for my work was that the philosophy was door to door, floor to floor. I used to knock on doors, and that's how I would get business. So getting rejected to my face, getting yelled at, getting catalogs thrown at my face for walking in their office was fine to me. So meeting people and then them not like they didn't want to work with me right away, but then eventually want to work. I was okay with that rejection, especially on the phones. You could yell at me, screw me, I don't care. So I think that just helped. Like, hey, just keep doing it, keep going. It's eventually gonna click, and then it started just to kind of click. You learn the verbiage, you know what to say, you know what to look for, and it all just starts to really take off.
I feel like Brianna's a good example. Omar too. Like, if you have sales success prior to this, and then you kind of just plug into our system, it really is. It's kind of, aside from that gap with no income, which fortunately, you can be collecting unemployment or something, or just getting the stimulus checks and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, like that seems to make it like you already know how to convert leads, or you already know that you need to fail in order, 99 times in order to have one person land or something like that. But no, I feel like that sales background definitely has helped you a ton in this business. So now we're here. We're 2022. How many homes did you sell in 2021? Do you know off the top of your head?
27.
Okay, so 27 homes, and what was it? Maybe 15 million or so, or
it was just under 18.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. So yeah, on that side of things, what are the goals, or what are your plan? Like, where are you taking this whole thing?
So hard number goals is I want to get to 40. Okay. So I would like to sell 40 homes, and I want to be over 20 million. The goal, the big number is 25. So I got some lofty goals there to try to hit them. But I think it's doable with everything we have in place at the team, and the lead generation that we do, and the leads that come in, and everything we have going on. It's definitely attainable. It's just about, staying to the grindstone and really, really doing it.
Yeah, and I feel like that's like I don't know. I'm sure everybody sees February 1st as the Circle of Excellence Day. I don't think anybody on our team even talked about it, cared about it, anything like that. And I think the problem is like the highest goal is 20 million on that, and it's just become such a, like, we don't get what we're big with. We don't have a water cooler. We don't sit around it. We don't talk about we just put our head down and do deals in a group that's all going platinum and just doing like the best of the best of the best. And I feel like there really should be that diamond level of the Circle of Excellence where there's 50 million, and it starts to like get the awards up quite a bit, because I hate to say it, it's like, it's not to take away from 20 million, but like you just did 18 million, 18 months into selling real estate, of actively like working in real estate. And like you're 2 million off of the highest award you can achieve in this business. So, kudos to you, dude, because there's so many agents that are like, boom, boom, like, making the biggest deal out of it. But like, you're just quietly rocking and rolling and doing great things for your family and doing great things for your clients. So what would you say, actionable item that you've learned from being in this for actively, again, only like 18 months, that has led to your success, or that could help an agent, whether experienced or brand new?
So I got two of them. The first one is to stay even. Real estate I've realized very quickly, you have super highs and you can get super low. And that's like with your emotions and also with just what's going on with your business. So you might have a month where you have 7 deals closed or 7 deals under contract, and you're working on inspections and appraisals and all that stuff. And you really can't focus on too much lead generation and deal with active buyers and sellers and stuff like that. So there might be a slight drop off. But then you better find time to still maintain those relationships and do what you need to do, because then you're going to have a big time low the next month. So if you stay constant all the time, then you're never going to have that drop off. You're never going to have spiked emotions where, oh my gosh, where's my next deal coming from? Because you're constantly keeping your lead generation going while still closing as many deals as you possibly can each month.
Yeah. It's like, I don't care how busy you see that so much. I don't care how busy you get. It's like, these are non-negotiables in your schedule. You have to be moving things through the stages of the CRM. You have to be using a CRM first off, but like actually moving things through, following up, putting notes in. Zillow Flex is a good example of like that account. That's a no nonsense. Like, you got to do your job. And if you do your job, you convert the leads. And if you operate with every lead pillar in your business in that exact same way, where you're feeding the database, but then also working the database once it's in there, it's very difficult to fail. And that's like really how simple this business unfortunately is, or fortunately is. And what was what's the second one?
The other one is probably more for newer agents. When you go under contract, you are not done. Do not think like, hey, this is it. I'm getting paid. This is cool. We're moving towards closing, blah, 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 blah. Not the case. Make sure that you're still with your clients. You're still talking to your clients. You're still there with them through inspection, through appraisal. There's so many things that can come up. So you constantly stay with them and don't really kind of count everything as done as soon as you go under contract, because there's a lot that could happen. So it's, again, stay even and be like, all right, cool. I'm going to continue to work. Just as this is under contract, I still need to work.
Definitely. And I would say on that point too, if you're an agent watching this, give Kev a shout so you can come into our world and see how we make sure that we solve every problem before it becomes a problem within the, because that's such an important piece of the puzzle. It's like, it doesn't matter if you write deals. It's like, you got to get them to the closing table.
Yeah.
And honestly, the clients need them to get to the closing table too. They can't lose a property, because they missed an inspection deadline or a commitment or something like that. Or title is messed up because you don't have the right people on it, or the loan is messed up and we have to switch lenders. Like, it's just, it's too emotional for the consumer, and it doesn't need to be that way. So yeah, you do a great job of keeping them together, getting them across the closing table into the finish line. And honestly too, well, I want to ask, what, if a consumer wanted to reach out to you, buyer, seller, what is your main market? Like, where are you looking to do deals?
So I live in Morris County. I live in Morristown. I've been in Morris County my whole life. Love Morris County. I think it's the best county in the state. I don't know, people probably bias that, but I think it is. So I do a lot of business in Morris County. Somerset, I love Burnsville, Basking Ridge area, Bridgewater. Union County, I'll dabble a little bit. Essex County, and then Bergen County as well. I'll really kind of go anywhere for the clients, but you have a good relationship with them, and I know what they're really looking for. But the heart of my business is Morris County, and I'd like to do a lot of business in Morristown because it's where I live, and I think it's a fantastic town.
Awesome.
Plus, we got our new place opening up there too.
Got the new office coming. Yeah. So if you're if you're a client, you want to come check it out, 142 South Street. We're going to hopefully be open in 20 days or so. Super excited about that. And if you're an agent and you're looking to grow your business, definitely get in touch with Kevin. So what's a good way to contact you?
Email kevin@sellwithsikora.com. And then you can call my cell, 201-874-9030. Call, text anytime. I'll get back to you pretty quickly.
Awesome, man. I appreciate you hopping on. Any finishing thoughts before we wrap up?
No, just thank you to you. The Sikora Group's been amazing. Everything you said was going to happen has happened. And I think to just newer agents that are looking to get into business, strongly suggest looking to join a team, because everything's in place for you to be successful. It's like that phrase, like, it's too big to fail. It is, because they keep you in line and they'll get you where you want to be.
Awesome, man. I appreciate that. And dude, keep crushing it.